And we're back, segment number 2. I'm with my friend Dwain DeVille. We've been talking in the break, and man, I have so much to learn from this guy, and I'm so glad that he's a part of our show. Dwain, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
So before we went to break, we were talking about success, and I definitely want to lean in here, and I want to elaborate on this. You see, everybody has a different concept of what the idea of success is. It could be massive amount of money. It could be the skyrocketing of a business to a certain level. It could be reaching new heights, or it could simply be having a number of happy customers and happy employees that you're working with. Talk to us about success when you're working with your clients.
Well, I try to employ my vision of success, because the great Joseph Campbell once wrote that the key to life is understanding your path and walking it. And so that's the first thing you have to do, is figure that out. So everybody wants the big company. Everyone thinks that the company's big, it's bold, it's all of this. But really, at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. And that's the key to it. So I always talk about the delta between potential and success. I can meet someone who has tremendous potential, but if their vision of success is less than that, then that's what they're going to achieve.
So is it important to be clear about what the goal for success is? First?
Absolutely.
Is that the crucial part when you sit in on that immediate interview?
Yes. When I sit down with my clients and I'm talking to them, and about 30 minutes into the conversation, they're telling me all the things that are troubling them in their business. I say, okay, I will work with you, but I want you to answer one question for me, and I'm going to come back next week for that answer. And I hand them a 4-page outline to fill out.
I thought it was one question.
It is one question, but they have to think about it. And the question is simple. It's 5 years from today. Everything's gone according to plan. Every obstacle overcome, every goal achieved. Tell me what your life looks like. And it sort of sets them off.
Such a good one.
Yes.
Because you don't even know where to start.
Well, no, that's why I have to come back the following week.
Okay, you know what? Say that to me again. Wow.
It's 5 years from today.
Okay.
Everything's worked. Everything's gone according to plan. Every obstacle overcome, every goal achieved. What does your life look like 5 years from now? Once we identify what that looks like, then we can back up a step and say, okay, where does your company need to be next year that ensures you're going to get there? So if you want to buy that cabin or buy that boat or buy the motorcycle or what have you, 5 years from now, where does your company need to be next year that's going to ensure that you're going to achieve that? And that's when we get down to business.
And I think the beauty about that strategy is not only do you create a 5-year plan, but you actually are looking at it from the end. So you're essentially reverse engineering this whole process. You know where the North Star is, and you're basically paving a path towards achieving it, and
Right.
maybe assembling the right teams in order to do that.
When I started my business many years ago, I coined the term navigator. I said, I'm a navigator. I'll take you where you want to go. I'll take you where you need to go. I'm a little bit of a coach, a little bit of a strategist, a little bit of a tactician, all of those things. But whatever you need, we will get there. We'll pull in the resources to get there. But I have to know where your North Star is. You have to plant something. You have to plant that flag that I can go towards. Because otherwise, I'll just take you anywhere. I can do that.
So do you find that you meet with a lot of resistance when you start to meet the other C-suite team members or other management levels there? Or, Are they open to wanting to work with you, or are they resistant to change?
I'm usually the third consultant in the company that's been there. That the other two they've drummed out, they just look at me because they expect me to be the typical consultant that comes in, gives them a big honking binder and says, okay, turn one page every day and you'll be fine. Which is wrong. There's no cut and dry one size fits all.
Yeah.
No, it just doesn't work that way. So I come in and get to know them, and I get to understand them. And what I want what's best for them, because if they don't want to be there, remember, it's all about the work to be done. We have to identify the in-between I talked about. What is the in-between? The in-between are all the little things you need to do every single day. So what I want them to do is I want them to make a very simple business decision. They're going to show up every single day. They're going to do what's needed, and they're going to do it to the level that's needed. If they wake up one morning and say, I don't want to do that, fine. I'll shake your hand. I'll smile. I'll wish you the best, but you're going to have to go.
So is that essentially what you call turnaround management?
Yeah, every company really is. I learned this a long time ago when working with someone in the turnaround game. The first bank president I ever worked with, we turned around bad banks. And he said that every organization they're one or two decisions away from being a turnaround. So it's just that easy to make a bad decision, because a lot of people will make a bad decision and live with it. And so one of the first things that I instill in the companies that I work with is a saying: it was a good idea at the time. When we made that decision, let's understand that with the information at hand, we made that decision, and we think we made the right decision. Now, once we've done that and start to implement it, more information starts coming in. So we have to be open to looking at it and going, wait a minute, now with this new information, does it still apply? Is it something that we want to do? And if not, let's change it. Maybe 80% of the decision is correct, but the 20% is killing us. Let's fix the 20%. Don't throw it all away. So you just learn not to just hang on to something too long.
So you take essentially a bird's eye view on addressing the issue, identifying what the problems are, and working through it. And you use this incredible metaphor when we were at lunch, and I didn't even realize that, which is what General Patton did. Talk to us about that, and tell us about your blueprint when you're working with your clients.
Well, the Patton story was that he always stood on top of a mountain because he wanted to see if he had 2 or 3 battles going on, he needed to know which one he had to pay attention to. And if you're down in the thick of it as the CEO of your company, all you're seeing is the battle you're in. You're not knowing that 2 battles over, you should be doing something about it. And this is why you're always reacting, and you can't do that. So you need to have that bird's eye view there. So when I walk into my clients and I work with them, and they give me an idea as to where they want to go in life, then we take the senior management team, we pull them in for a day, we work up a tactical plan, and it's a very simple process, and it's a 1-page plan that comes out.
Sounds complicated, by the way.
Well, it's not really, because I ask 4 simple questions. The first question I ask them is, I say, okay, I know that you all left something on your desk that you needed to do today. You're wondering what the heck you're doing with this consultant. So tell me what you want to get out of the day. What do you want to get out of the day? So I make each one list it out, and then one by one, they have to stand up in front of the group and say what they expect out of the day. And the interesting thing is that everybody's pretty much on the same page there. Then the second question I ask is, what makes the company so good? Why is the company so successful in the marketplace? Third question is, what does the marketplace need beyond what you're offering, beyond what you're giving them? Where's the opportunity in the marketplace? Then the fourth question is the scenario that the boss and I have worked on. And the scenario is, it's 1 year from today, the company is X size, we've achieved this, and this. How did we do it? And that's what everybody puts their heads together and works on. So each person answers that question individually, they report on it individually, and we have all of the information on the wall. And we just look at it and we say, this is our plan. Now let's just put it into the right format. And you just start formatting it out. You start handing out the projects to people, and they understand. Now they understand. They see globally for the first time why so-and-so's project has to go before theirs. And they're not worried about that, because they know that, okay, until we get that project done or almost done, I really can't start mine because it's premature. So now everybody has a better understanding of the rhythm of the company, the way that it's supposed to run every day, and why you're going through what's sometimes the mundane stuff.
It's incredible, because I think for the listener or the viewer that's watching this episode or listening to this episode, that's it, guys.
Yeah.
That's the strategy that you need to take. You need to press rewind. You need to go back and listen to this again, and you need to ask yourself these questions. And I think once you're able to answer these questions, write it down, make it visual. We all learn in different ways. Some of us are visual learners, some of us are auditory learners, some of us are kinesthetic learners. We actually have to do the work itself. But once you learn it, once you map it out, you can begin to see what it is. And a mentor once taught me to actually write down 6 further steps that you need to achieve it, because it may not work out in the first 1 or 2, and you may have to go through the list to be able to go out and do that. Whatever the goal may be, reach more clients, start up, new business development, invest the time and energy on marketing. Is there a specific area that you focus on when you're approaching your clients? Is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it management? Or does it depend on the circumstance?
It's the people. I focus on the people, because I trust that they all want to do a good job. And if you gave them all a lie detector test and asked them the question, are you doing the best job possible, they would pass. But are they doing the right job? And that's what we need to define. And then once we figure out what the right job is, I work with them to understand what they need to do. I take a somewhat Zen approach to the whole thing, because I just believe that you have to be the right person for the job. And if you don't like it, if you're not in the right spot, you're going to struggle. And I don't want you to struggle. I want you to be happy. I want everybody in the company to be happy. I want everyone to wake up in the morning and go, gosh, I get to work today. I get to go to work. My best day of the week is Monday. My worst day is Friday because I know the week's ended and I get to start a new week on Monday. And that's the way I want everybody to feel in the company.
I think a lot of people are drawn towards business, especially with our younger generation, because of all the success stories that they see on social media. See all these entrepreneurs driving nice cars, showing off the stuff, and God knows they don't even know that half of it is probably fake or rented or whatever the case may be. I think business can be quite simple when you're looking at it from a bird's eye view. You need to find a product or a service that the client wants today.
Yeah.
You need to surround yourself with great employees that may have even more information than you have in whatever that specific area is. Align yourself with the experts that can take you to the levels that you need to go to. Ensure that they're happy. And I think that the secret really is, which is the most boring part of business, rinse and repeat.
Yes.
Rinse and repeat. Do the same thing over and over again. Make sure your clients are happy. Make sure your employees are happy. Make sure your clients are happy. Make sure your employees are happy. And always have goals that are larger than what you're currently doing in order to take you to levels that you haven't seen yet.
Right. Success is a journey. It's not a destination. Someone told me that a long time ago, and I truly believe that. And so what you've got to identify is you've got to identify those things that need to be done. So we all have a to-do list, right? So what I tell everyone to do is the power of 3. Identify those 3 things on your to-do list that you cannot leave the office without doing. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be something simple, like answering an email or setting a meeting with someone or answering a phone call. That's all that you need to do. But what that does is that continues the momentum to get you where you want to go eventually, because it's a day-by-day process.
So for the listener who's starting a business, is in the thick of it, and can't figure it out, what are some key success strategies that you can impart with that people can employ today?
Well, the first thing that you have to do is figure out why you're doing it. You know,
I love it. You know, there's a lot of people that do stuff in almost like an automatic mode where the body just works, but the mind's shut off. I always use the metaphor of like the wheel is turning, but the hamster's dead.
Making money is easy. Making money is easy. It's finding the way to make it that you love. That's hard. You know, what do you love to do? Because if all you worry about is making money, you're going to be a miserable individual 10 years from now. You're going to wonder what the heck's going on and what's next. So what I try to do is I try to work with people who have a passion for what they do. Oftentimes they say, "Hey, Dwain, I need you to come in and do some team building." I don't do team building. I don't want to have somebody fall out of a tree and have me catch them. No, teams are built on a mission. So what we have to do is we have to identify what's the mission of the company, what is it that you need to do, and do you want to do that? So when you talk about the young people today, that's all that they're missing. They're missing a mission. Everybody needs a mission. We just have to identify it for them.
You know, I love the phrase that goes like this: if you have a bigger reason why, the hows are always simple.
Always.
And it's so true. You need a compelling reason to drive you there, because business is not easy.
No.
Everybody wants to get into business and they don't realize. Take my business, for example, real estate. Whether you're developing a development or whether you're working with clients, you're not checking into a 9 to 5. There isn't a boss to answer to and a check waiting for you at the end of the week.
No.
You basically eat what you kill. And I hate to use that example because it sounds a little crude, but it's true.
It is.
Right? And you need the right mindset. You need that stick-to-ity. You need that the perseverance to be able to have a positive attitude, to look into the future. And I think this is what makes entrepreneurs visionaries.
Mm-hmm.
In spite of whatever's happening today, they separate themselves from the external conditions of their environment. And my favorite quote, by the way, is from Wayne Dyer, which once again, I'm going to repeat. When you separate yourself from the conditions of your external environment in the realm of impossibility,
right,
all things become possible.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't it beautiful?
Well, yes, because what it means is it speaks to the P word that we haven't used yet, passion. And you have to have passion, because if all you're doing in your field, for instance, there's a lot of average realtors, there's below average realtors, but there's only a few that are really, really great at what they do. Well, why are they great? Because they're passionate. They love it. They have tough times just like everybody else, but with that love of what they do, they don't realize it's tough times. It's just something to overcome, and
Listen,
they do it.
I
They
do
just keep
what
going.
I do every day of the week, and to me, it's not even a job. I work 9 days a week, and I love working with people and adding value to people's lives. It's just what I do. The buy factor happens to be, whatever compensation you get for it, but the process of what you're creating along the way, whether it's starting a new chapter in a family's life or building out a beautiful community or whatever the case may be, adding a new medical facility in a specific area to cater to more people. It's interesting.
It is. I worked when I was in banking. I have not worked in 29 years since starting my own business. I get to hang out with really smart people who pay me.
Listen, I want to come back after the break, and I want to talk about exactly what you're talking about. How to align your passion with your business to determine the happiest life and the greatest amount of success for you. Stay tuned after the break. This is Dawood Redarstian, and you're listening to me right here on Florida Man Radio.